get started. So everyone, this is Vince with Listings to Leads, and this is the Monday call, and this is kind of getting started. So if you have an account, you log in up at the top right. You create your own login and ID when you registered. If you don't, you can register right here, and there's a free trial. And I'm going to log in real quick, and we can see here on our homepage we've got a bunch of tools, and we're going to cover a lot of those tools today, and then point you to the resources of where you need to go to see that. So when we log in, usually there's a pop-up page here that invites us to the training call. That's what we're on now. And I definitely recommend to any new clients to get on a few of our training calls with us, because we always get new feedback. We always share that feedback with everybody. So at least once a month get in. But if you're a new client, I really recommend 2, 3, 5 calls with us. Right here on the home page are these green buttons, and these are really important buttons. We're going to cover in the first 15 minutes here kind of the getting started. Our support team set up your account for you right when you register. But there are some things that we can't do that you have to do, and we're going to step into that and look at that. But you do want to look at that page, because that talks about the settings and the automation. Most of it, as I said, is set up, but we want to make sure you're getting the most out of it. The second button is cellular lead generation. I'm going to click into that because that's something that's really exciting for our clients. We're having a lot of success with it. And it is basically talks about how to generate landing pages in our system, and to take those landing page and apply them to the internet, specifically with Facebook. There are other ways to do it, and we actually get into that, and you can see that in the tutorials. But right here in number 1 is how to create you just scroll down, watch this video. This shows you how to create that landing page that you're looking for. Number 2 tells you how to put that ad on Facebook in under 2 minutes. And then we've also got a recorded webinar specifically on that. And number 4 there is an interview with Melanie Banks, and we basically want you to understand that and to replicate that for your business. She's been running ads, both property valuation landing pages and listing landing pages, running an ad pretty much every day of the month for like $3 a day, and generating a couple hundred leads a month. And more importantly than just generating leads, she's getting 1 new listing contract a week. Now this is out in the suburbs of I think Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so those numbers always sort of vary across the country. But we've got clients blowing our minds with lead generation across the country about every 48 hours. So if you go look at our Facebook page, you're going to hear those results over and over, because we always like to share them. But to learn how to do that is right on this page, and you get to this page by clicking the second button. The third button is open house lead generation, and whether it's your listing or you're holding it open for somebody else, there are a series of tools inside of here that are really effective for lead generation and of course marketing. And then the fourth button here is a listing presentation. So you should use this listing presentation if you're a client of ours, because it talks about all the technology that we have, and we have a lot of technology. And basically, we have everything that is relevant and important to most real estate agents in the country. And if you have all of these under one hood, you should be able to present that to a prospective seller. And so this is what our dashboard looks like, right? And so I won't go into the listing presentation, because you can go there where I just showed you, and you can download it. And then this is what we have. We have all these tools here, right? So before we start talking about those tools, we got to talk about your profile. So up here, the third tab from the left is the profile tab. Now your picture is going to be up there. Our support people should put all that together. You've got an email, and it says send leads to, an e-flyer, and emails to. So we send you tools that you should get out on the market. We'll look at that in a bit. We also send you leads. So you could put multiple email addresses in here. You might have an assistant. Give me a second. Somebody's saying they can't hear the webinar. Yeah, dial in on the phone. There is a little audio section on the GoToMeeting panel. Everybody else can hear me, so either turn up your speakers or dial in on the call, okay? Let's see here. So if you've got certain information that is kind of required that you need to put in your ads, well, it might be right here, like legal description, stuff like that, right? Here is current text IVR information. You also choose your theme, your color kind of palette that you want for the platform. Um, and then probably down here, which is really important to most of us, is that you can associate your YouTube channel. Okay, so if you've got not just a YouTube account but a YouTube channel, you put that there, and you then click here to authorize, and it'll kind of pull the two together. If you've got your own social networks that you want us to add to some of the flyers, this will get these will sort of connect people to your account, and then you click update and save, and that's it, right? That's just going to start working for you. You'll only need to set up the profile once. The template is also another really important piece. It's going to have your logo, it's going to have your banner, but above your logo is a section called links and landing pages. And one of the most important parts about listings to leads is that our tools show homes. We're not talking about landing pages for seller lead generation. We're talking about how to market a listing. And you can see that in section 1 it says create direct links to your website. So when we're doing an e-flyer, when we're doing a single property website, a virtual tour, any number of tools, blog posts, mobile websites, we always show the home. We give them your picture, we give them your phone number. Nobody wants to call you, but they want to look at more homes. So we give them links like search all homes for sale, or Ruskin homes for sale, or Ruskin homes under 300K, or whatever links are relevant to your market. Okay? So this is, our support team will create a couple links for you, but you really need to come in here and say, look, if I've got a home in Naples, I want to make sure that there's a link that says Naples homes for sale. It's driving right to my website. And if I choose this right here, what this means is the next time that a home comes in this listing feed from Naples, comes in the listings leads count, it's automatically going to give them the Naples link and the URL. And it's also going to give them this one that says Naples homes under 400K, right? Because I got 2 there. And that basically gets the right lead gen links on our tools, so that when the automation flows out, it's just not a branding exercise, it's a lead generation exercise, okay? And then there are sections down here for some of the other kind of niche marketing stuff. What is your home worth is always a good link to have checked here, and that makes it a default, right, for all of your ads. And you can save at the bottom, and you're good. So once you've got your template set and your profile set, you're kind of set to market. So let's now go over to the listings page, and let's talk about what are those core tools. So the core tools that you want to use once you get a listing are right here. They are the single property website, the virtual tour, the print flyers, and the social media Facebook ads. These are all free tools. They're going to get emailed to you automatically. We just talked about how to have the right lead generation links on it, and that's kind of really the important part. Those are the core tools, okay? So we are going to walk through those. I am going to tell you that there are some other tools. There's a QR code which you can print and put in print on your sign writer or on your post or whatever, and that will take people to a mobile property website. So everything is mobile optimized. We auto-generate a WordPress blog, and we post every one of your listings to that blog with your branding, with your contact info, and with your lead generation links, okay? And then we've got a way to post to Craigslist. And Craigslist is still really important. I don't know if you know about Craigslist. It was a major center for lead generation for real estate. They kind of flipped their website upside down just over a year ago, and I'd say about 95% of the realtors in the United States walked away from it. And that's really an opportunity when that happens. We've got clients still posting there. They're getting fewer leads with higher conversion, and they definitely know that there's no competition there. So follow the instructions under that Craigslist button, get your listings out there. You don't have to pound hundreds and hundreds up there. You just get yourself in trouble. Just get them up there. It is still like the number 11th or 12th website in terms of traffic in the United States, so pay attention to it. So let's click on the single property website here. It's the red button with a white house on it. And we talked about the template and we talked about those lead generation links, right? So when people see your home, the majority of people who see your home online, wherever they see it, Trulia, Zillow, Facebook, eFlyers, whatever, the majority of people who see it do not want to buy your home, right? That makes sense. The kitchen's not right, the yard, the lawn, who knows, it's two-story or it's one-story, or it's got bad carpets, who knows? Um, so in listings to leads, when we market the home, we give the consumer these options to say, hey, if you want to contact us and follow this home, your schedule showing, there you go. Call me, right? Email me directly. But what if I don't? For the majority of people that don't want it, they have these links on the left-hand side. Search all homes, Ruskin homes under 300K, Ruskin homes for sale. When you click on a link like that, if you've got a good website, we want to drive people right to that website, right? So that if that consumer lands there and starts looking at all these properties, well, they're going to now ideally get asked to register, right? Let a consumer look at 3 or 4 or 5 properties and then ask them to register on your site. Many of our clients, they use all kinds of websites: Market Leader, Boomtown, Tiger Leads, I don't know, Diverse Solutions, IDX. All these things ask people to register, and that's what we're looking for, is more buyers. So our core tools, like our single property website and our virtual tour and our e-flyers and our Facebook campaigns for every listing, have these links on the side, and we want to make sure we're taking advantage of those, and so we're going to talk about those. So this is the single property website, and it does have the lead generation links, and I'm going to show you how to associate those. But what you want to do with this is you want to share it to any of the social networks where you're trying to build a presence. The top 2 I would recommend are Pinterest and Facebook, because they get the most clicks and drive people away from the post and to you. And that's why you would even take the time to market this way. Twitter, YouTube, Google, LinkedIn, they're way down the list in terms of click-throughs and getting people off of those sites to you. But this is a single property website. It gets emailed to you immediately when you get a new listing. And you want to make sure and take that and put it out on the internet. Share it, okay? I'm going to close that, and I'm going to take us back to our dashboard. And then I also want to point out the virtual tour, okay? So the virtual tour, we have a non-branded one and a branded one. And we really recommend that you ignore the non-branded one. Just ignore it, because it doesn't generate leads. The branded one does generate leads. And if you're, and we can click on it, I'll show it to you really quickly. It's got the same lead generation links driving to your website that I just showed you on the single property website, okay? It looks great. It's got plenty of information. There's a nice virtual tour running in it, and it can generate leads, okay? So what do you do with this virtual tour? It gets emailed to you, or you can log in and you can copy the link just like we were doing. But I'm going to close that. You can copy it right over here on the right. And I want to talk about what you actually do with it, okay? And let's close this, and hopefully that'll close, and we can go over here to where I want to show you. Give me a second, people. Things seem to be bogging down on my system. That's nice. Ugh. Sorry, everybody. Hold on a second. I've got a lot of software programs running right now. My recording stuff and GoToMeeting. Sometimes that slows it up. Let's see if I can get here. Come on. There we go. These buttons right here show you how to put it on Trulia, how to put it on Zillow, okay? And if you're with an independent brokerage, or if you're with a larger one, the point is you want to take our branded virtual tour, and the bare minimum is put it on Zillow and Trulia, okay? Because your listings get seen hundreds of times there, but you don't really benefit much from it. Even if you're paying them, they're still selling your leads to 4 other agents as well as you. So it's just put our virtual tour there. You can see it's got lead generation links. You can see it's got the ability to click off of those and go right to your website. So that's what you got to do. The instructions on how to do that are here. If you're a Showcase Real Estate office or agent at realtor.com, there are instructions here. On your profile, you can check a box and we'll auto upload that that virtual tour up there. I showed you also that we auto upload to YouTube, and that's nice for an SEO story and for a technology story and a listing presentation. Not really, not a whole lot going on in terms of lead generation. Now, again, last thing, if you're with Keller Williams, take that branded virtual tour and put it on KWLS. If you're with a Realogy brand, take that branded virtual tour and put it in Crest. And if you're not, put your virtual tour branded right on Zillow and Trulia. The instructions are right there. So those are the first two core buttons, right? That's kind of what we got to do. The two red buttons, you got to get those out. We auto upload to YouTube. And before we get into the flyers and social media, I'm going to kind of grab a listing and pull it in here, because I think one thing that we got to talk about is how do you get your listings in? We have a national, we're a national channel for ListHub, which is one of the largest syndicators in the country, and we can usually get your listings in automatically, and our support team will definitely try to do that, and then they'll notify you, right? They'll notify you that you do it. But if not, you can actually hit a button over here on the left, and it says Grab Active Listings. And when you do that, you put the zip code and the MLS listing ID, and then you grab it. So I see a question here. So before we take the next step, let's look at this question. Can I use branded virtual tour if the listing is not my listing? You can if you're going to put it on something like Zillow or Trulia, right? I'm sorry, not Zillow or Trulia. If you're going to put it on social networks, you can. But I don't think you'd be able to take it and affect anything else because it's not your listing on the rest of the internet. So back to grabbing active listings, we want to, let me close this real quick. If we're not able to map and get them in automatically, you can go right here and grab it. You need the zip code and the MLS listing ID, and when you click grab, it just tells you it's importing. And I wanted you to see this because this is really important, because while we import it, we don't start automatically sending things out until you get the right lead generation links on it. And so we'll kind of give it a minute here, and it'll pull this listing in, and then it tells us right here, okay, choose the right lead generation links, okay? So this home is actually in Lafayette, and I don't even know if I have a Lafayette link here, but Alamo's right next door. And let's see here, I always want what is your home worth, and I always want search all homes. Oh, there's my what is your home worth up there already, so I don't want to use this one. And let's just, we don't have a Lafayette home here, but we'll just go with, we'll just take the Bellevue one and we'll know. But you want these links for this particular listing to be relevant to this home. So sometimes it's something like Lafayette homes. You know, Lafayette homes that sell under 900 grand just fly off the shelf, right? If they're above that, they take months. So you want to kind of use that and say, well, Lafayette homes under 900K. Drive it to your website to show people and check this box so that becomes an active link. Maybe there's a really awesome neighborhood in Lafayette, like Release Valley Homes, right? Really awesome, beautiful homes. You know people want to look at it. Create that link, drive them to your site. It's kind of a call to action. But whatever you do, you're checking boxes here. You don't want more than 5 links, because then you're asking people to think and read, and they're just not good at that anymore. So choose your links. 4 is great, 5 is fine. You click save, and when you click save, you can put your key ones on top and click save, and now these tools or those links get totally associated to everything. Where we drop you is right on the virtual tour, right? And now that virtual tour has the links that we just did. So let's click the branded virtual tour and let's look at that again. And here's my branded virtual tour, and I just told you how to take that and get it on the internet. So we'll just look at it real quick, and we'll just as an aside to say, well, those links on the left-hand side are the links that I just associated with this listing. So now the automation is occurring, and we've got all the right links in there. So I'm going to close that. You can see here on the instructions, Lord, this is really bad here. Okay, this is how you put it out on the internet. And let's go back to listings. And when I click on listings, listings should be at the top of my list, okay? And let's see here. Yeah. And also, my e-flyer and my Facebook are black underneath. And notice YouTube is green underneath. What green means is it's kind of like it's our simplistic thinking. Green is opportunity, green money, opportunity. You can do something. You can put it on YouTube. That's good for you. But the e-flyer and Facebook ones are black, and that means it's done. And so what that means is if I go to my email, I probably have right here a just listed Facebook ad and a just listed flyer. Okay? So let's look at those and let's talk about those because these are really unique to listings to leads and they're really powerful to your business for generating leads, right? So let's see here. I thought I opened it. It's kind of bogging down a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah. So the just listed flyers and all of our flyers are about to take this new look, which are meant to emulate our our virtual tour and our single property website. So we all have like the same kind of look across the board, right? We have the lead generation links, kind of modern look, minimalistic look. But the big deal about our e-flyers is that there's always a message here. And that message on top is meant to go from your clients, the sellers, to their friends. And you can see here it says, "Dear friends, we've hired Vince Meza from L2L Lafayette Realty, and he's created all these things to sell your home. We'd appreciate if you could forward it to as many people as possible to help us get it sold faster." So the reason we do this is because the best kind of leads are actually referrals. Internet leads are awesome, but referrals are way more valuable. So how are you going to get your name in front of your friends or your clients' friends and family and colleague? Well, one way is to just have your name go out multiple times via email, right? Another way is to have it multiple times go out via Facebook. So how could you do that? Well, we've answered that for you, right? Right here is a Facebook ad, and it's the same thing. It says, "Our home is for sale. Vincent Meza at L2L has done this," right? So the goal here is to get this flyer and this Facebook ad to your client, forward it to them, and give them a quick call and say, "Hey, copy what's between the red lines and put that on your Facebook wall for us," right? I'm doing all this other marketing and I've got the virtual tour going, I'm doing all this stuff, but if you could just put that on your wall, that's going to be great. And why? I think you know why, but I know a lot of real estate agents that just hate Facebook, so I'm going to just tell you why. I think right as of November of 2014, it was announced that 71% of Americans, adults, are on Facebook. So they're just on there, and they're like on there for 40 minutes a day or something like that, right? So when basically the majority of your target market are on this website. And when they post something like this, when your clients post something like this, 100 or 200 or 500 of their friends are going to see it looking just like this on their newsfeed. And when you click on it, when their friends click on any of this, the picture or the link or whatever, this pops up, this single property website, okay? Or this is the e-flyer basically. And obviously, this is designed to generate leads for you, okay? So that's why you want to take advantage of it. These tools show up in your mailbox, forward both of them, call your client, give them a quick 5-second, 10-second courtesy call. "Hey, I've just sent you a couple things. I'm doing all this other stuff. We want more people to see this home so we can sell it faster at the price you want," okay? That's right behind the number 2 website in the country, which is Facebook. So I see some questions coming in, so let's take care of those because those are kind of the core things. "I'm grabbing another agent's listings. I get the email for the seller, but the seller is not mine, so what do I do with that?" Yeah, I wouldn't send this to the seller. I would use our tools in other social media ways. Maybe you can blast it out to other people, but you don't want to get between the listing agent and the seller. So we definitely recommend that you market other people's listings if you don't have listings. One great thing to do, and we're going to jump into that in a minute, is to take a tool and put it on Facebook and use pay-per-click advertising to say this home is now listed, just listed, right? We're going to jump into that in a little bit here. But what that does is that tells everybody on Facebook, whether they like you or they know you exist or they're friends with you or not, they're going to see that. And our clients do that for like $3 a day. And definitely, I would be doing that when you are borrowing listings. That's a really important point. Okay. So let's go back to the listings page and let's talk about what we've been talking about, right? Which is the core stuff. So these 4 buttons are automatically generated, single property website, virtual tour, e-flyers, and social media. And you want to take advantage of those. They're great for capturing buyers. They're great for getting referrals. Just they're going to go to you automatically. Now I'm going to point out one more thing here. I'm going to click the e-flyer button. And this is another major distinction from listings to leads to I think every other real estate marketing company that we know of. And that is that we don't just have one flyer for your home, right? We have just listed, we have a single property website flyer, it comes out 2 weeks later. We have a virtual tour e-flyer that comes out a few weeks after that. We have an open house flyer. If the house goes pending or under contract or at contingent, we have a flyer for that. And we also have a just sold flyer, right? And then of course, if the price reduces, we've got that too. And then we've really got this sweet seller marketing report. So let's look at that real quick. And the thing about this is really just designed to market you, right? It's designed to be sent to the seller. It's going to have your banner. It's going to have a few images of the home. And it's saying, hey, this is being marketed. And it's basically saying, here's everything I'm doing to market your home, right? It's kind of wordy and there's big graphics. We wanted it to be wordy. It's going to have your logo and your picture there because we want your clients to be impressed by everything you're doing. Why? Because we want you to get referrals and leads out of this, right? So get this to the client quickly and then get those other tools as they come out. You can click send here. I can save the date by clicking this blue button and click send, and that tool is going to, boom, get sent automatically to me, okay? Now the rest of these tools are going to go out automatically. These top 3 will go out automatically based on the date that they enter our system. But for open house and pending and sold, you may have to go in and manually change that. Sometimes the MLS gives us a little trigger, but many times it doesn't. So I want you to know how to do this. This home is just listed. So usually when it's just listed, we might have an open house coming, right? We've got one scheduled in a couple weeks. Where would you take advantage of that? Right here on the open house date and time. As soon as you choose the date and the time and you save it at the bottom of this page, we email you a stack of tools to market that open house. And those tools generate leads. They don't just notify people and inform them, they generate leads. So definitely take advantage of this. There's not another open house platform that generates leads the way that ours does. Then up here is the status. And this is really important. If you want a pre-written testimonial from your clients to their friends, it's the Just Sold e-flyer and Facebook ad, right? And I think everybody here wants a pre-written testimonial from your clients to their friends and family and colleagues. So you can see all the ways we can market that same listing. Inventory is still tight in the United States, so you can market something coming soon, just listed, under contract, pending, or just sold. And you take advantage of that right here under the edit listing button, okay? So that's kind of the key things you gotta walk away with on this call. It's now 12:30. I've been rambling on a bit here, but I'm going to go over here and see if there are any questions before we jump into the next stuff. Do I have to buy a new domain like 123 Main Street? No, you do not have to do that. You can do that if that's like some part of the strategy that you want to sell somebody. We actually don't recommend buying an address domain because you can only use that like once every, I don't know, what is it, 5 or 7 years every time that home sells. Why not use something like, Luxury Lafayette Home or Best Home in Lafayette, so that you can push it to that next listing. Then when you sell that listing and you get another listing in that area, use it that way. But for normal marketing and for what we do, that's not even relevant, having that URL. That's only relevant if you're going to get into a big print campaign, or if you're going to tell somebody like a potential listing agent, like, hey, I'm going to market your home on, Lafayette's best home URL. If that's like a relevant thing that you're using in your business, do it that way. But buying an actual, address domain, I just don't. We're not into that. Okay. Um, so guys, now's a good time for questions. Can you use different background colors for the e-flyers? Yes. We talked about that at the beginning of the call. You choose that template background whole situation on the profile page. So I'm going to wait for more questions, but we're going to kind of recap. The 2 red buttons and the 2 blue buttons. Use them. Make sure you've got the right lead generation links. If you don't have the right lead generation links, click this green button with the chain link on it and add the right lead generation links. Okay? But lead gen links are super important because not everybody wants to buy the home you're selling, but we want to get them to a place where we can capture a lead for you anyway. So as a repeat, we also auto upload to YouTube if you have that on your profile. We also create a WordPress blog and we can put that up. We'll auto post every listing to WordPress. Right here is the Craigslist button. I mentioned earlier, you definitely want to take advantage of Craigslist. This little video here shows you how it works. And this little video, this little app here, you just click on this and drag it up to your, you see, I don't know if you can see, it's a little gray bar. You drag it to your bookmark bar in your browser. You can't see that because of where I've recorded. And then you drop it, right? You just drop it there. And once you drop it, I'll close this. It's right up here in my toolbar already. When you click on it, a little page opens up. And this page has all the information that you need on your Craigslist ad. So you go over there and you open up your Craigslist page, and then you look at your listing and you copy and paste all the information into Craigslist. If you click this button, all of your listings are here. Okay? So to see how that's done, because I'm sure you'll forget this, click the Craigslist button over here on the right and watch the video here to see how that all works. Okay? So that's kind of our core listing stuff. So what I'm going to talk about now is Facebook, how to generate listing leads, and how to really make your business grow with not just generating listing leads, but also buyer leads and building up your brand identity on Facebook. Okay. So it's a good time for questions because once I jump into that one, I'm just going to be running fast. Okay. I have my own YouTube private and another channel. How do I link the right one? That's a mouthful. You actually, if I have a Gmail account, okay, and that means that I also have a YouTube account, but I actually have 2 YouTube channels, and like the guy just asked there on the call, in the chat panel, one is private, one is business. When you associate that on the profile, Google does not know how to differentiate that. So many times your real estate ads or virtual tours go right to your personal page, which is not where you want. And you can't actually change that. You can't fix that, and that's just how it is. So what I recommend is that anybody, this is really an important piece, go create a new Gmail account and only create one YouTube account with it, and maybe create your Google Plus business profile with it associated to that. But don't have a one-to-many relationship from Gmail to YouTube, because Google does not have the technology to say, oh, send this virtual tour to this one. It just doesn't know how to do that. So that's probably not the answer that everybody wants to hear, but that is the way that Google works, so that is the right answer. Okay? Now, I'm going to take us back to the home page. See if I got it here. Now, I'm going to take us to the home page because I want what we said at the beginning of the call. You see this seller lead generation? Click on that button and you should understand. But one of the important things is this interview, because this really explains how to take our tools and put them on Facebook for a couple bucks a day and get a lot of lead generation and a lot of exposure for your name and your target markets. Okay? And if you don't know how to do this, I can't think of a more important thing of knowing how to do this, of knowing what to do related to internet marketing and real estate. This is a really important page. Find it. You will find it as the number 4 link right here, and you will find that as the number 2 green button right here. And what does it actually say? Let's just go look at it. Basically, there are Facebook. One of the top things is incorporating landing pages. Okay, and a landing page is a very simple website. We supply them for you. We've got over 20 styles of landing pages, so we'll look at them in a minute. But it's a website that is unlike your real estate website, because your real estate website has all kinds of information. I can learn about schools and mortgage rates and this and communities and etc. and about you and whatever. But as a consumer, I can get lost and not get to where you want, which is to register, right? But a landing page has really only one function. I'm going to click on our generic landing page right here, the listing landing page, and this just says, boom, what is it going to do? Capture contact information. It's going to have your banner, a picture. If there's any information down below, it's going to have that there. And it's going to say name, email, possibly phone number. And that's what a landing page is. Now, this landing page probably isn't very exciting to you as a real estate agent because it looks kind of old school. But there is a way for offices. This is actually really valuable because it's automatically generated. The picture is small because it's coming compressed from the MLS. And as an office, you just want to get your listings out there. You want the entire market to know that you've got listings. So, but as an agent, you might think to yourself, God, I really want something that looks a lot nicer than that. And so let's look at that. So this column here is the listing landing page. It's got a Google and Facebook icon on it. When I click on this one, this has the same goal, right? But it has a totally different look. And many people like this kind of page. So the default is this look. And to make that look like this, you go to the virtual tour page and you upload an image, a large image, 1900, 2000 pixels wide. And once it's large enough, there's a little button here that says listing landing page. If that button doesn't occur, it's not big enough, right? It needs to be big because it's covering a whole monitor. So, 1900, 2000 pixels wide, you upload it, that becomes an option, you save the edit, and that turns that image into the background of this page, okay? Now this page, we would tell you to put it on Facebook for $3 a day, okay? So let's do that, okay? And before we do that, I'm gonna show you that is a listing landing page. And somebody asked, what do I do if I'm marketing somebody else's listings? I can't use the virtual tour. You could take the virtual tour and use it the same way, but these listing landing pages are a little more direct. Over here are some red things, and it says just JS for just sold, okay? And what does just sold look like? Well, let's click a landing page. It's basically another big landing page. In this case, I've got a picture of the waterfront, but this should be really the home. And you can market with the same kind of landing page as just sold or coming soon or under contract. You get it, right? We chose the status as under the edit enhance listing button. So take that landing page and get it in front of people. Now you can't see it, but up above is a URL, a website address. I'm going to right click and copy that. And now I'm going to go to Facebook. And this is where it gets really important, guys. And as I said, the instructions on how to do this are on the seller lead generation page, which is the second green button on our home page. Okay, so when you forget what I'm doing here, you're going to go right there and learn how to do it. So first of all, you see this boost post? That is not what we're talking about. Do not boost your post. Do not boost your post. Do not boost your post, okay? Right here is a little blue triangle pointing down. Click it and click down here where it says create an ad. And when we do that, it pulls up a page here and it gives you kind of like some objectives. What do I want to do, right? Something like that. And this kind of looks different for different people, but we'll be here in a second and then I'll show you what it looks like. Your goal here is to your website. Okay? It says, what's your objective? And when I click here, I say click people, send people to my website. And what that means, it's kind of like pay per click, right? That's what we're trying to, we want people to click and get to the website. And then it says, okay, well, what do you want to put there? Well, it's the URL. Where do we want to drive them to? The URL that I just copied, okay? Now, let's remember, guys, this is a listing landing page. This is not a page to capture sellers. It's a page to notify the market that you're a real estate agent in this market and that you can also get some buyer leads, okay? It's going to ask you, are you in this part of the country or whatever? And here, this is really important. This is really important because this is how you target your market. That page is really for Lafayette. And if I type in Lafayette, California, Facebook automatically says, okay, Lafayette plus 25 miles. And that usually excites people because down here, the potential reach is 1.6 million. And as you as a real estate agent, you're thinking, wow, that's like, I can never get in front of 1.6 million people. But that is actually the wrong way to look at it. 25 miles from Lafayette is San Francisco. And not many people in San Francisco want to buy in Lafayette. Some will, but not many. You might want to do, when you're running something like this, you might want to say 10 miles. Because people over there in Walnut Creek can see this, and people over in Orinda, adjacent, and Danville can see this. And they're like, oh yeah, I like Lafayette. I would want to know. And I'd want to know that this guy sells real estate. And so this is going to reach everybody 10 miles circumference or radius around Lafayette, right? Now, you can also bracket age and say, look, you know, nobody can afford a home in Lafayette that's under 25, and that would reduce some of your pay-per-click stuff. And the rest of the demographics, I just ignore. And don't use interest or behavior or nothing like that because you self-select people out. It's defaulting to $5 a day. Don't run it forever because that's the default. Set a start and end date. Now, for offices, we actually do want them to run an ad every day because you got a lot of listings and you want people to know you're out there. But for an agent, you know, we also want you to run an ad every day for $3 or $5 a day. But you might want to run an ad for 4 days at a time, right? Maybe 3 or 5 days at a time and say, you know, and you don't need to have like 10 ads out there. Just have one. And maybe this week it's coming soon. Maybe this next week it's just listed. Maybe it's open house. Maybe it's something just sold. Because it's telling the market, I am associated with properties coming and going. And that's an important thing. Then down here it says select more images. And what this does is this rotates images. And so if I log in this morning and look at, and I see your ad and there's a picture of the house, when I log in for lunchtime, I might see a picture of a kitchen. Or if I log in after work, maybe I see other images that you've uploaded. So it keeps your ad looking fresh, okay? And you definitely want to do that, and Facebook will tell you later on after the ad's done, like more people clicked on this picture as opposed to this one. And this says active contingent. Whatever is down here, you can actually affect by retyping up here, right? If I take out the word active, it changes this word to active. Or it takes out active here. So if you want to say something about this home, like, hey, it's active contingent, or, you know, it's beautiful, it's sold in 2 weeks, or something like that, something to get people to click and get excited and click this, that's what we're doing. But I want to point out, you see up on the top here, it says sponsored by Listings to Leads. When you run this ad, thousands of people will see it, and Facebook is going to tell you, like, you know, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000 people actually saw this ad. And that's the key part here, people, because where is it that 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever number of people are actually hearing that you're a real estate agent in any, you know, environment? So when we tell people to run a $3 ad, you know, throughout the month, it's because it's not going to say Listings to Leads there. It's going to say your Facebook business page. And they're going to start to realize that you are a realtor in this space, because you're running ads that are reaching a few thousand people for $3 a day. That is how our clients are getting a lot of leads is that they're running ads like this and they're getting them out there. Now, here, mobile news feed, right column. Sometimes it'll tell you to remove it from the right column. But for this, I just say just get it out there. We're running a landing page for a couple bucks a day, and you go there, okay? So I'm going to close this, or I'm going to go to home, and it's going to ask me, am I sure? Because I'm going to leave this because I don't want to run this ad. So that's what we do with a listing landing page. And as I showed you, we've got different statuses: just sold, active bidding, just open house. So I see some questions coming in. I'm going to take those questions, and then we're going to jump into how to run this to get buyers, or I'm sorry, not buyers, but listing leads, okay? So if you got questions, now's the time to ask them. Do I link the right account with L2L? No sound. Okay, I have my, yeah. Okay, okay, we're good. We don't need to answer that question. I like to repeat myself because I know nobody's listening to me. So let me repeat myself one more time. What we're going to talk about right here is on the home page. Once you log into the account, it's the seller lead generation button, okay? And it's going to show you this right here. And what we're talking about is this interview, and how to run this ad is right here, number 2. So let's go back to listings to leads, and let's talk about how to get listings on Facebook, okay? This landing page here is a tab up here, and when we click this, we see all of our landing pages. Now I'm hoping we're going to reconfigure this because I think it's a little bit confusing to people. But what is your home worth? Property valuation plus, property valuation, and property valuation 2, and growing family are all designed to capture listing leads. People that might want to move. Actually, growing family, yeah, it's a listing lead. Yeah, it's time to move. So what you should know is Property Valuation Plus has a built-in Zillow valuation in the back. A lot of people like this because they're confident they're going to get deeper lead quality. Property Valuation does not have a Zillow valuation because a lot of real estate agents hate the Zillow valuation. It's rarely right? So if you don't want it, if you want it, use it with a plus. If you don't, go here. This one here, Property Valuation 2, has got kind of an old school look to it, but our clients, a lot of our clients love it. And so the thing to know is that things that work in one part of the country don't work exactly alike in another part of the country. And for some of our clients, this is the best looking or best working page for high quality lead generation, okay? But I'm gonna go down to the landing page dashboard, and I'm gonna show you the one that most people are using right now, and it's Property Valuation Plus. And when I click on See Landing Page, it's got one thing here, right? What is your home worth? This is the Lafayette Reservoir. Everybody in Lafayette knows this because there's a little 2-mile trail, and everybody walks their dogs and their kids and whatever. So everybody in Lafayette knows that this is Lafayette, and this becomes relevant. So when you get your page, it will not have a picture behind this ad that is exactly your market, but you can edit it, and all those instructions are on that page that I keep pointing out, the seller lead generation page. Okay, so you can actually modify this. So this is designed to capture a listing lead. So I'm going to copy this link, and we're going to talk about how to get this on Facebook. And it's slightly different, very slight, but it's really important, okay? Again, don't boost it. Go up here to create ads. And when I click on create ads, we're kind of doing the same thing. So I'm just going to walk you, we're going to move quicker on this one because we kind of like get what's happening here. I will tell you this, and there's always a lot of stuff that we hear. We want to send people to the website. It's a different website. It's the listing landing page, right? It's the one designed to capture listings. So we're going to drive people here to this page. And, oh, no, that's the wrong link. It copied the wrong link. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. It didn't, Yeah. I think I hit copy instead of paste or paste instead of copy. I gotta recopy this link. Copy. Then I go back here and I paste. Is it working? Yes. That's it. Property valuation. And once you do that, it kind of spins around and it does its magic. And everything is kind of the same here. Again, you can use your account information. But here, this location, you really got to think of this differently. As I said, it's different. When I have an ad that says, what is your Lafayette home worth? And let's just do it. And as I said, we type in Lafayette, it's 25 miles. Well, 10 miles outside of Lafayette is Danville. And this Lafayette ad is not relevant there, right? So I just want to change that to where these people have to be in Lafayette, okay? And the target market really gets small because you know what? Lafayette is not a big town. That's about the population right there, 26,000. So you don't want, you don't want that going 10 miles and definitely 25 miles out because people click on it and you pay for the click. You want it to be relevant. So, but the other big difference is that you want to run this for 20 bucks a day. Because what you're maybe are not realizing when I say pay per click is that Facebook is charging, and this number moves, it moves by the hour and by the day. But on average, let's just say 75 cents a click. So if you ran an ad for $5 at 75 cents, what would you get? You'd get 8 clicks to your page, right? Maybe something like that. I don't really know the math. 8 clicks doesn't mean everybody's going to fill that form out. So maybe you get 2 or 3 people to actually fill out a form, right? That's if you do it at $5. But when you run it at 20 bucks a day, you got many more clicks. We usually tell people run it for 3 days, 2 or 3 days, 20 bucks a day. And some feedback comes back is running it on the weekend works better than during the week, right? Sort of makes sense. I'm sitting around not working. Run it for 3 days and look at your results at the end of that. That's the key. You probably don't want teenagers looking at it. You want to make sure it's right in your target market where that page is focused on, and you want it to be for 20 bucks as opposed to 5. That's kind of it, guys. That's how you run a listing landing page on Facebook. So let's go over here and see what we got. Is L2L an effective marketing tool even if you don't use Facebook pay-per-click? Yeah, definitely. Jeez, we've been around, we've been doing this for 6 years. We've been generating leads all that time, and Facebook advertising is not even 2 years old. Okay, Facebook advertising is super powerful, but our tools generate leads with or without Facebook. Can we use the property valuation landing pages in our personal website? I don't think so, but you can certainly test it. As long as you have, when you click this blue button up here that says, if you have the ability to create an ad, then yeah, go ahead and do that. Is it legal to grab other agents' listings and promote yourself, or you have to have written permission? Edward, that is a question you want to direct to your MLS, not to Listings to Leads. And probably your office manager. They may know that. So let's go back. Let's leave that page. We'll leave that page and not run that ad. So right now, guys, I've been running on for nearly an hour, and I appreciate you hanging out with me. But if you don't have more questions, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to put this video, this tutorial, up on our Facebook page at Listings to Leads, so you can review this later. There are a lot of other tools. This media center here, you can incorporate your own video and have it map through all of your tools. We've got 800 number call capture that is automatically integrated with our print flyers, and I think it's even integrated with some of our landing pages and many of our tools, so that people can actually call and you'll get a lead via text with the phone number, which people just love. So you can sign up for that there. All of our tutorials are right here. Many of calls like this will be right on that page. But everything you need is really in there. If you just do a keyword search, you're going to see that. And then contact support is really the page where I want everybody to know that this is here, because there are 4 people that watch this all the time. And you can call us, and if we're busy on the phone, it may take hours to get back to you. But there are a lot of people watching this page. And even though you kind of think like chat with us is instant, this is actually, I think, a better resource. So definitely want you to know that that is there. Tutorials and FAQ are here. You can do a quick keyword search. And then that home page is key, because seller lead generation, open house marketing, how to set up your profile, and how to, and the listing presentation is right there. So let's go back. Music on virtual tour. No. We allow you to put music on a virtual tour that goes to YouTube, because we know you're not going to get listings. I'm sorry. We know you're not going to get leads on YouTube. We upload to YouTube because agents just can't stop thinking about it, but it doesn't generate leads. But when you put music on a virtual tour, 30% of the people that look at that virtual tour immediately shut it off. Okay? So 1/3 of the people just immediately shut it off. Why? I don't know. Are they at work? Are they watching the game? Who knows? But our virtual tours don't generate leads when they're shut down. They generate leads when they're open. So as we focus on generating leads, we're not going to be putting music into these virtual tours. Guys, are there any other questions? Again, I want to thank you for being with us. I know it's a long hour, but a lot of this stuff is really valuable to learn. Thanks, Vince. Yep, always good. Good. Yeah, thanks for being here with us, Sally. I know you've been with us for a while, and I see you come here regularly. And we appreciate it, because we know that you're able to benefit from the platform, as long as you know how to use it. One thing about listings to leads, guys, it's not one of those platforms where you want to pay for it and walk away and think it's going to do something. You need to interact with it, because you can get a lot of leads and business out of this tool, out of this toolkit. So everybody, I don't see any more questions. Thanks again. Have a great day. Lean on support. Get on our training calls. And, don't ignore that Facebook stuff. I'm telling you, that Facebook pay-per-click, when people call, and I talk to a lot of people every day, and they want to grow their business by 50% or 100% or 200% this year, right? They've suffered through those bleak past few years, and it's time to invest, and they want to grow their business. And the #1 way we can see it happening is with Facebook pay-per-click advertising. Okay, incorporate our tools with that strategy. The strategy is on the home page. It works, and it's working for a ton of people. Bridget, thank